Is your community safe, and can you trust the crime stats from your local police department?
One city that claimed to be the safest in the valley proves you cannot.
Tonight, a top Arizona lawmaker tells ABC15 investigator Dave Biscobing the way we gather and check crime stats needs to change.
There's spinning crime stats, and then there's what Buckeye police did, grossly misleading its residents.
Clearly, there's been a real problem, and it has to be resolved, because in the end, you want communities to know how much crime there is.
State Representative John Kavanaugh, a former cop and top lawmaker, is considering more oversight and even legislative action after hearing about Buckeye's rock bottom and completely fake statistics.
Outrageously low stats.
Of allegations of widespread corruption coming out of the Buckeye Police Department.
2 years ago, people inside Buckeye PD blew the whistle, alleging widespread corruption and falsified crime stats. The city ordered an outside investigation that took more than a year and a half to release. It turns out Buckeye's violent crime numbers were significantly higher than they reported to the state police and the FBI for years. For example, in the year before they got caught, Buckeye reported just 8 aggravated assaults and 3 sex assaults. The next year, they had to report 78 and 30.
What we probably need is more oversight, and perhaps we need to have random checks of the stats being submitted by police departments as a deterrent.
Before this year, we discovered no police departments were ever required to be audited. So without any eyes on them, Buckeye police literally made up their own rules for why they didn't count very violent crimes. Here's just one of dozens of examples we uncovered. A man accused of pinning his girlfriend down, punching her repeatedly, giving her a black eye, threatening to kill her, and strangling her until she lost consciousness. Buckeye claimed to us that didn't count as a violent crime because domestic violence doesn't count in the stats.
I was hoping we could talk to you about these crime stats.
And top city leaders got upset after we exposed their false numbers and came to ask them questions.
I don't think you're an ethical reporter. I don't think you're fair, and therefore we're not going to have a conversation.
That's Chief Larry Hall.
Do you stand by these crime stats?
I don't know what you're talking about.
That's Mayor Jackie Meck, and this is the city top spokesperson, Annie DeChance.
You are milking the story, David.
This is a big deal.
You responded to it on social media. You're milking your story. If it was such a big deal.
This has nothing to do with ratings or anything else. This is about accurate information. You guys claim this isn't funny. This is about a city that claims to be the safest city in the valley.
I don't know if it was intentional. I don't know if it was just a botched job, but I do know that I don't think I'd want to be any of these people who were involved with the stats.
Representative Kavanaugh says he still wants to learn more about what happened and what can be done.
It could be a law. It could be something which the governor's office mandates administratively. You know, there are any number of ways of doing that.
Now, DPS says in the last year they've actually started conducting audits. But the truth is, the system will still largely depend on police departments to tell the truth. And that's why we'll continue to ask state leaders if more needs to be done and if specific punishments need to be put on the books to hold police departments accountable for pushing false stats. I'm investigator Dave Biscobing, ABC 15, Arizona.